what's the difference between being nice and being kind? And if you're not nice, are you automatically being mean? We'll come back to that in a moment, but first, a little backstory for you. I grew up in the church, and when I say grew up, I mean it in the most literal of ways. My earliest childhood memories were from being in church. Between the toddler years and my late teens, I was in church 2 to 3 times per week as a standard practice. Being around church folks so often from an early age, I saw all manner of things. Some of it good, some of it downright evil. As I examined why and how the evil could exist and persist, it kind of dawned on me that those who could have and should have said something were just being, well, nice. For some reason, Christians have been commanded to be nice. And try as I may, I haven't found that commandment in the Bible anywhere. And what did being nice get us? A bunch of politically correct, nice people who let others wallow in their sin and allowed that sin to persist in the church and in the world unchecked, just the way Satan intended. Now, there is a command to do unto others as you would have done to you, but like so many other scriptures, it has been taken thoroughly out of context to mean that you are to be nice and coddle people exhibiting poor behavior. This is where the kindness comes in. Compassion, caring, and thoughtfulness towards others is what typifies kindness. Nice is simply being agreeable or pleasant. So if you disagree with someone, by definition, you aren't being nice. And this is where the manipulation takes place, that forces otherwise good and decent people to deviate from the righteous path to accommodate the immoral and the unjust. It is an actual kindness to want to keep others from suffering for their sins, but we keep having this satanic quote-unquote niceness shoved in our faces. Now, we're to believe if the Jesus gets us folks are right, that Jesus would dispel all arguments and disagreements, that he would sit passively with those that despise him, and that he would even wash the feet of someone who is obviously and actively going against the word of God. The Jesus gets us people, you know, the ones who make those commercials, are so well received because churches all around the world have perpetuated this metrosexual shampoo model version of Jesus instead of the Jesus that is documented in the scriptures, which was and still is the height of kindness, but would not have been considered nice by the political and religious elite of the day. That day or this one. How do I know? Because the Bible tells us that Jesus' life was plotted against at least 8 separate times before the crucifixion. One of those times, they plotted to throw Jesus off a cliff. Other times, they picked up stones to stone him to death. They didn't just think about picking up stones, they actually did it. They literally picked up stones to stone him to death. And all of this was because Jesus was speaking to them so nicely? Being facetious, of course, Jesus was speaking truth, and not always get the evildoers and the delusional in their feelings. I mean, my Lord told the Pharisees that their father was the father of lies to their face. Where's the niceness in that? If you can find it, show it to me. This last highlight deals with righteous indignation, which strays from our overall point just a bit. But I wanted to point out that Yeshua was not sheepishly going about his duties as we would be led to believe. We are reminded, however, to teach in kindness, not quarreling, but offering gentle correction while patiently enduring evil. That's 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 23-26. Now, we live in an evil world ruled by the prince of the power of the air, and it is not for us to sit passively by and be bullied into not speaking truthfully because someone will invariably say, "You're not nice." We are to speak truthfully and boldly to a world that desperately needs to hear the truth. Do not be deceived. Jesus doesn't get us. He has us. He has those that are the hearers and doers of his word. Family on Track.